Wagwan guys, today we're back with a new video and we actually flew out to LA to meet up with Artem a 20-year-old university dropout who has done over $500,000 in sales with just one store. Realistically, for all the viewers out there, how much time do you spend a day working on your business?
So I typically work like around 4 to 5 hours a day. I think before I used to work more, and I expect to be working that for quite a while, honestly. Like recently, I've put a lot of automations in place to optimize like order fulfillment, customer support, and I even started working with an agency. Shout out to Zach and Flax Labs if they're watching this video. But yeah, I've put a couple things in place to automate ads, strategy, but I still do work. It's just different work, kind of more high level, overseeing everything, making sure all the systems are running smoothly. But yeah, I don't think I think there's just new tasks and new responsibilities you have to take on. But yeah, I still work like 4 to 5 hours a day.
All right, so we're starting the game, but before I go, we have here Mark asking, how do you start?
So for example, when I first started, I think I literally threw up a store like the same week that I found out about dropshipping. Yeah. I didn't run ads for it, but I ran ads for the next one. Because so many people, they just waste like weeks trying to find a product, trying to build a store, and then you never actually learn anything. So my best advice would just literally just take a product, have a deadline. By the end of this week, I'm gonna have ads running. And that's the best way to start, just trial and error.
So essentially, what do you think is the difference in between branding and dropshipping? Is that necessary to make the real profits? Now, before we get into the rest of the video, let's get into the sponsors for this video.
Viral e-com ads.
Now, if you're a beginner dropshipper or if you're looking to scale your store, viral e-com ads is the place to go for your videos and creatives. You can get a variety from 3 different split test packages for TikTok or even for Facebook, and guess what? They just added custom images as well for your brand. Ever since I started dropshipping, I've been using viral e-com ads since they have the best proven formula to convert for dropshippers. Not to mention that their shirt also looks sexy as fuck. And the best thing about it is when you are looking to scale, they also have UGC videos for you so you can compete against all the other brands and absolutely destroy them. So if you need videos for your own dropshipping brand, just click the link in the description, use my code, and get your own videos today. So I know a lot of beginners struggle with finding the right suppliers for their products. Do you recommend any suppliers? Can you expose them or anything?
Yeah, so when I first started, I was using AutoDS. I think they're a pretty good choice in opposed to AliExpress or like any other fulfillment options because you can test products very easily, automatic fulfillment, pretty good prices, sometimes even cheaper than AliExpress. So I would use AutoDS if I was just starting out.
If you're still struggling with finding your own suppliers or finding your own products to sell, I have the solution for you. All you need to do is go to the link in the description and use AutoDS. They are competing with Amazon with up to 3-day shipping for a lot of their products. Apart from that, they even have their TikTok spy so you can go and rip content for your own brand. They have a wide variety of filters for you to do product research so you can make sure to find the best of the best products. Now, like said, once you find your winning product, the best thing about it is all you have to do is now contact your own private supplier that AutoDS will give you. Imagine everything you needed for a dropshipping store in one location. That's what AutoDS is. To get double the amount of value for free from them, just click the link in the description since I recently partnered up with them and add them to your store. You're one step away from making the next $10,000.
Yeah, 100%. I actually don't think dropshipping is very sustainable long term, especially after the issues that I've dealt with growing this brand. I realize you could not dropship for very long. So I would say try to transition into a proper brand as quickly as possible. And keep this in mind as well when you're picking products. Don't go for like very seasonal products like quick fads, like especially TikTok ads has a lot of these, just like quick random products. Really think, is this something that is still going to be here in like 6 months from now? Because as you're growing this, there's going to be so many different issues that come up that for something quick, you're not going to want to invest the time to fix it. So if you have that motivation of eventually turning it into something big and creating a real brand out of it, I think it's very helpful.
All right, and this one is for the glitches out there. Do you drink tap water?
Yeah, this is actually tap water inside of this Fiji bottle.
Exposed. All right, so I don't know how to play this game, but I do have one question for you, Artem. So people out there are probably wondering how much money they need to test a product. What would you tell these people?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend having a couple $1,000s saved up just for ads if you're gonna go the paid ads route. If you're going organic, you don't really need much. I would still have like $200 saved up just so you can buy like different softwares, domains. But yeah, I mean, if you're going the paid ads route, I would really recommend having a couple grand in your savings, or having a constant cash flow, or having constant cash flow just flowing in so you can use that for ads. Because personally, at first I started with savings and it was a bit demoralizing seeing money go out and nothing coming in. So I think if you have a job or just another source of income, that can be very helpful.
So it's interesting because I remember you told me that there's one thing that allowed you to scale to the point where you're at right now. A lot of people I feel like wouldn't actually know what that point is and don't really think of preparing for this point. So let's see if you remember what I'm talking about.
Yeah, thinking back, a big part and the reason I was able to scale very quickly was because I had cash and credit lines available to me that I was able to utilize to ramp up spend. So I had a couple Amex cards that I got a couple months before, and I was literally able to leverage like $50,000 in just revenue that I could then pay off on a rolling basis instead of having that money come out of my bank account every single day. Because Facebook will charge you every single day, and then if you're spending like 2K, 5K a day on ads, that's gonna drain your account pretty quickly because Shopify doesn't pay you out sometimes. They don't pay you out on weekends, but you're spending that money every day, and then with supplier costs, you can't really scale too fast unless you have really good credit cards. So that would be a big piece of advice I would give.
All right, Artem. So I know you went to college this year. You ended up dropping out after one day. Why?
Yeah, so like you said, I ended up dropping out after just one day. But I actually took a gap year before that as well. So when I graduated, I took a gap year, and then I decided to just give college a try, and I very quickly realized it wasn't for me. And that's actually around the time I started this store that I'm running. So it ended up working pretty well, but I don't have anything against college. I think it's good depending on the career path you want to go. But I think if you feel that it's not for you, or you're not gonna really thrive there, I don't think it's necessary at all to make money, especially in today's day and age.
So in the next 6 months to a year, do you have any plans of buying anything new, moving anywhere else? Because I know you moved out from Houston to LA. Any next steps?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be making any big purchases anytime soon. I do plan on moving out to Canada in around like 4 or 5 months, so around summer, but you never know, things can change. But besides that, just focusing on the business, continuing to grow it. I have some pretty big goals by the end of the year, so it'd be cool to reach those.
Are you able to share any one of these goals for the public so we can hold you accountable for the next interview?
Yeah, sure. There is a long-term one is I want the 100K Shopify plaque, so I want that one. And then by the end of this year, I would like to do at least $1 million in revenue in a month. So I aim that to be like next Q4, so November, December. But I think it's doable, and honestly, I'm pretty confident I'm gonna hit that.
I also want to say this guy right here is the guy I ran my first e-com business with that was successful per se. If you go check back to my YouTube channel to my first 2 videos, that store that I ran in those 2 videos was with this guy right here. So it's incredible to see his journey going from literally 30K in 1 month to now. Can we check your dashboard real quick?
Yeah, we can pull it up real quick. So I'll cover the name. But yeah, so far for the month, it's the 9th of February as we're recording this, and the store has done around 100K in revenue. So
9th of February.
It's a bit of a jump, but I don't know.
So we're going up the hill now. We're going to Zach's crib. It's like a minute away. He got a B&B. So yeah, we're gonna be there for a couple hours. Take my live call there. So Artem, how much would you say you've made in this 40-minute ride?
To be honest, if I had to guess, maybe like a couple hundred in revenue. We just got another sale right now, but yeah, I would say around like a couple hundred in rev, most likely.
There you go. So, you know, in a little drive, not actively working, you made a couple $100. Ecom, baby. So we got a question here, Artem, from Diabec50. His question is, can you let me hold 50K?
It's actually a funny question because I think most people, when they see crazy numbers, they think that like our bank accounts are flooded with cash, but the reality is like most of the time, you're like quite just near like net zero margin because money's flowing out, money's flowing in. My best piece of advice, as corny as it may be, is honestly just not to give up. Like Nico was saying, we both started with pretty much no knowledge, just like two teenagers in high school trying to make money. Lost a bunch of money, had some success. I got banned on Shopify. You probably had like some other bans. But yeah, we just kept going, putting out one fire at a time, solving problems, and then eventually just kind of figured it out. And now looking back, like I've done, you know, some pretty good numbers, and yeah, and so many times I feel like looking back now, there were so many times I could have given up that if I have, I would have never, you know, met you, met all the other great people that I met, and just would still be where I was previously. So I think the most important thing is just to keep going, because me and you, like we were both just not so long ago, just sitting in our rooms watching YouTube, watching these people make money online and not really knowing how. But I promise, as long as you just keep at it, like 1 to 2 years, you'll figure something out. That I can promise.